We are in section 4, the information and technology perspective for this practice. The exam syllabus includes understanding and applying how the information and technology supports and enables the practice. We are going to take a look at two things. First of all, the tools that may be applicable for this practice from an automation perspective and a work perspective, and also the recommendations for automation. These tables have been taken from the practice guide. We begin with the various automation solution possible for information security management practice. Note that as the practice can benefit from automation, wherever it is possible and effective, automation should be done, and the following solutions may be used. We have, first of all, the security information and event management tools. Now, note that in the exam, you may have questions around these application question or understanding questions, so you need to be prepared properly for this. However, the topic as such is a short topic for the information and technology dimension. So the SEIM tools, as the tool indicates, they can be used for event management. So for example, incident monitoring, incident response automation, event correlation, and log management, meaning event logs, incident logs, that is. Then we have the workflow management and collaboration. Whenever various team members and teams have to interact with each other, these tools can be very useful. So we have the first point here is the workflow management. For example, this tool may be used for during testing, other security exercises, incident management, for collaboration between team members and various teams, and for communication between the teams and team members, managing records, which means there will be information about the ongoing tests, exercises, or incidents, and those will be useful as evidences afterwards. Then it can also help in automation of security controls. There could be some security aspects which may be automated. For example, a confidential document may be sent only when it is approved by somebody, and that could be automatic. So such tools can be very useful there. So watch out in the exam for when such a tool may be useful. You may have questions such as, I am remembering from the sample papers, like for example, if there is an audit that has occurred and findings had to be documented. Of course, knowledge management tools will be very useful, but even workflow tool can be used to document some findings because they will be maintained as certain records, and you can see record management here. But also for the communication of the audit findings to various team members, the same workflow management tool can be used, because you also see here communication between the teams and team members as to how this tool can be applied. Then we have the monitoring and event management tools, similar to the SEIM tools, whereas the SEIM includes the incident and other things as well, not just event management and monitoring, but this one is particularly for event monitoring and management. So detection of events, a correlation between the events, reporting of events to stakeholders, and processing of, in particular, information security events. Then, so that's the simple one. Then we have the analysis and reporting tools. Particularly watch out the word analysis and also reporting. So whenever there has to be some kind of review and analysis of various information security records in order to identify certain trends, correlate between them, or to analyze the effectiveness of various controls, and also to present the findings from the analysis, because it also includes reporting there. Then the analysis and reporting tools may be used. Now you note that there is correlation here, but you can also do correlation through other systems as well. For example, we see the monitoring and event management tool can also help with correlation. So there is some overlap of functionality between a couple of tools there. Then we have the work planning and prioritization. This is basically to do any kind of planning for tests, exercises, reviews, or even for the overall information security management planning prior to implementation. Then orchestration systems. This is simple, straightforward. Whenever there are multiple tools and they have to be integrated, then we need a single view, and therefore we need some kind of an orchestration system that can integrate the various workflow management and collaboration tools, and other systems so that different teams can work together properly. When I say different teams can work together properly, of course, there'll be collaboration needed, for which collaboration tools will be useful, but this one is particularly integrating the various multiple tools. Then we have knowledge management tools. As you may know, knowledge management captures useful information which teams can use afterwards based on previous experiences. So these help in capturing, organizing, and sharing knowledge. The knowledge can include things such as policies, plans, standards, any other kind of information security management knowledge. And so because there is sharing of knowledge as well, therefore communication of certain knowledge, such information can also be done using such a knowledge management tool. Now, I mentioned earlier that audits, if the audit findings are being documented, because records management is allowed by the workflow management tool, therefore that tool can be used. But knowledge management tools can also help in post-audit situations where the audit findings had to be documented, because it says you're capturing, organizing, and sharing knowledge. Then lastly, we have the survey tools, which is simple, straightforward. It's about, this is useful for planning stakeholder surveys, to conduct them and to analyze the responses. So you need to clearly differentiate between these tools. There will be some overlap of functionalities between the tools, and attempt this very carefully during the exam. Look out for the information shown here in the second column, the application column, and compare that with the information in the question carefully.